This video complements Professor Tony O'Driscoll's competitive strategy course at Duke University, where he provides a brief overview of the ecosystem evolution model that resides within the shaping quadrant of BCG's strategy palette. Let's begin. In today's business world, companies no longer compete as isolated entities. Instead, they exist in ecosystems, complex networks of customers, suppliers, partners, and competitors, all interacting to create, deliver, and capture value. Understanding this dynamic is critical, especially if you're aiming to lead in the ever-changing technology landscape. Welcome to today's dive into the ecosystem evolution framework, a crucial strategy model for leaders like you. Let's break down why this matters, how it works, and why some of the most innovative companies today are thriving because of it. Think of an ecosystem like a web of interdependencies. In a natural ecosystem, different species rely on one another to survive and thrive. In business, it's no different. Companies rely on suppliers, customers, regulators, and even competitors. They're not isolated. They co-evolve as part of a larger system. One key question for any company today: how do we fit into this broader ecosystem, and how can we create and capture value from these interdependencies? Take Tesla, a great example of how a company leverages its ecosystem. Tesla doesn't just make cars; its success is tied to a much broader network. Battery suppliers, software developers, energy providers, and EV charging or battery infrastructure companies. Here's how Tesla operates in this ecosystem. Interdependencies. Tesla's battery innovations rely on partnerships with companies like Panasonic. As Tesla improves battery technology, the entire energy industry benefits and evolves. Co-evolution. When Tesla pushes advancements in electric vehicles, companies in renewable energy and charging infrastructure must keep pace. It's a cycle of continuous evolution, each player advancing in response to Tesla's innovations. Value capture. Tesla doesn't just sell cars. It captures value through its energy storage products, solar panels, and even through its software. It has created a multi-layered ecosystem where value is exchanged between diverse entities. In Tesla's case, success is about orchestrating the ecosystem, driving others to innovate alongside them. In every thriving ecosystem, there's often a dominant player, an orchestrator. Think of them like a conductor of a symphony. They guide the ecosystem's development and set the standards for how other players interact. Tesla, as we saw, plays this role. But it's not always about being the biggest. In fact, many companies are successful ecosystem orchestrators without being massive conglomerates. Consider Shopify, the e-commerce platform. Shopify allows small businesses to build online stores, but it's much more than a software provider. It's the orchestrator of an entire ecosystem of developers, payment gateways, and logistics companies. By setting up this collaborative system, Shopify enables others to create value, while capturing its own share through transaction fees and subscription services. Shopify is not building its own delivery trucks or coding every app. Instead, it empowers a network of partners who help businesses thrive, which in turn strengthens Shopify's platform. This is ecosystem evolution in action. Ecosystems are not static, they constantly evolve. That's where the real challenge and opportunity lies. As a leader, you need to ask, how do we stay competitive as the ecosystem changes? In industries driven by technological innovation, change is the only constant. A company that thrives today might struggle tomorrow if it fails to adapt to shifts in the ecosystem. Think about Peloton, the fitness tech company. During the pandemic, Peloton's ecosystem, encompassing hardware, software, fitness instructors, and subscribers, boomed. But post-pandemic, with customers returning to gyms, the ecosystem dynamics shifted. Peloton's success depended on how well it adapted to this new reality. To survive, it needed to innovate within its ecosystem, launching new services, partnering with fitness centers, or expanding into wearable tech. The companies that pivot when ecosystem conditions change are the ones that thrive in the long run. Another prime example of ecosystem orchestration and adaptation is Amazon. On the surface, Amazon might seem like a retailer, but it's actually the orchestrator of one of the largest ecosystems in the world. Amazon's ecosystem includes third-party sellers, logistics companies, AWS cloud services, and millions of customers. Each of these players relies on the others to create value. Sellers depend on Amazon for traffic, customers rely on Amazon for convenience and choice. As Amazon's technology improves, such as its machine learning algorithms for recommendations, third-party sellers must adapt their strategies to remain competitive. Amazon captures value at multiple touchpoints through marketplace fees, AWS services, and Prime memberships. Its role as an orchestrator allows it to capture more value than if it only relied on its own retail sales. Amazon's marketplace is an evolving, fluid ecosystem where partners and competitors are constantly adapting to new technologies, market conditions, and customer demands. One of the most interesting dynamics in an evolving ecosystem is co-opetition, where companies compete and collaborate simultaneously. Imagine you're a tech company that partners with a cloud provider like Microsoft Azure for your infrastructure. At the same time, you're competing with Microsoft in areas like software or AI services. Co-opetition is essential in ecosystems because it enables companies to gain mutual benefits while still preserving their competitive edge. A great real-world example is Toyota's partnership with Uber. Toyota is investing in Uber's autonomous vehicle research, while also competing in the same automotive space. Both companies benefit from the shared R&D, yet they remain competitors in the broader mobility industry. To lead successfully in today's interconnected world, you need to understand the ecosystem evolution framework. It's not just about your company, it's about the entire web of interactions, value exchanges, and partnerships you're part of. Remember, ecosystems are dynamic. They constantly evolve as companies innovate and adapt. Orchestrators drive value. Companies that successfully guide their ecosystem benefit the most. Co-evolution is key. Stay flexible and responsive to changes in your industry and ecosystem. Whether you're leading a startup or a division in a global tech company, your future success will depend on how well you can leverage and evolve within your ecosystem. Thanks for joining this dive into the ecosystem evolution framework. As you move forward in your career, keep in mind that strategy is no longer just about competition. It's about collaboration and thriving together in a connected world. Now go out there and start shaping your ecosystem. Now that you understand the basics of the ecosystem evolution model, consider how it might be best applied to the live case assignments in the competitive strategy course. Good luck.